wanna be famous, they act like they made us, you know I'm icy in Vegas, this for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, when it's not savers, be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, watch out for this, I never switch, I never switch, I never switch, I never switch, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist,
The bell is tolling. It's a coach.
Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water from the Tennessee State Capitol building, there's a look at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the New York Jets and the Tennessee Titans.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Automatic first down.
Here goes, son. 54, right there. 54 miles. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Bell. The numbers for Bell on the ground of the game last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
On second down, it's Bell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 40.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Right there. 54 miles. Hey, watch the slam. Watch the slam.
First carry now for Gus Edwards. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. The big man, Jarrell Casey, in on the stop.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On the draw is Edwards. And an alley to run. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. Darnold on first down. That's complete to Jake Butt. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on second down. Darnold. And he's got it complete to Anderson. Anderson loses the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Titans now for their first drive. They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton.
Cam has all the skills that you're looking for. The arm that can do everything. The ability to run, hard to bring down because of his size. But the joy that he plays the game, I think that's his stock in trade. That's his calling card. That's what sets him apart from other players.
And now we get a peek at the Titan offense.
And the schedule makers have given them a little break right here. Back-to-back home games, and they won last week. So they're trying to make it 2 in a row before they hit the road next week. They have to take advantage of this break in the schedule.
And some room to work. 27 yards there, a first down.
Let's go.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. We get a look now at the defense for the New York Jets. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
They find some open field here.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Titans have taken the lead. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. New York set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December.
Yeah, more football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a run with Edwards. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long, and that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Darnold now to throw. Dumps it off to Edwards. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Big stop, G. Big stop. 57. Mike, 50. It's a party out.
3rd and long. It's Newton. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. The New York set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there?
And Darnold, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. The 40, the 30, past the 20, 10. And they're going to bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point? But after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
So out now come the Jets. Well, it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones not having balls go through goalposts.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here's Darnold. And he's got a noon one. And down to the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
On 1st down, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run here with Edwards, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that.
That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And the lead is down to 2. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in 1 shot.
1 shot, tried to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
A pass there, complete to Westbrook. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down. He's been the forgotten man in this 1st half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a 1st down.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. 1st down, Titans, gain of 12. Newton on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Newton. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Throwing on third and long. Newton, they'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and now it's 2nd down. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. To the air again, Newton. And it's caught, Beckham. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. So we have reached halftime here. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
We got this.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Throwing on 3rd and long. Newton, he gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball down. Success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Second down, McKinnon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
Not today, you are. Not today.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
20.
They'll run. It's Henry. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the
blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Ben Gideon coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Bullock will put this one through, and they take the lead out in front at 13-12. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
To throw on 3rd down, Newton. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. Touchdown, Titans. Jonnu Smith His third touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are going to retake the lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Out of the gun, Newton.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Again, it's Edwards. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this up into the Nashville skyline, and it's a good one. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Newton now to throw. They set up the screen for Henry. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Darnold. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down. first and 10. Darnold. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Marcel Darius flies in at 331 pounds for the sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
On second down, it's Edwards. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Give him 9 there. They still need 6 more now on third down. From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Chris Herndon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets have once again taken the lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
To throw is Darnold. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this 4th quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1st down, Titans, gain of 12. On 1st down, it's Newton. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Henry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Titans. Jerick McKinnon, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. his second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives them a 7-point lead. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was first and goal from the 2, or I should say third and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. On first down, it's Darnold. That's into the hands of Edwards. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Darnold, he's going to loft one, deep left side here. And that is caught, one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in.
Defense.
So with the pass being completed, they'll go ahead and take that instead.
Nothing extra to be gained. Pass interference at the spot, completed the pass. That was your play, so he might as well have not even had the penalty.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Back to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 15-yard line. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
This defense needs a...
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Jake Butt, his first touchdown on the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Getting set to go again here, Cam Newton marches back onto the field. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. Means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they even change game planning a little bit in order to make things better for him.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now it's Newton. Complete. Smith has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down. Would be a long field goal try from here as they try to hustle to the line.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Gun.
Newton to throw. It's caught by OBJ. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 21. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Here we go. Right at the 8. Check. Watch it before. You're right.
Now Newton. He finds his target, Beckham. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams...
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 44, Newton.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
First throw in overtime for Newton. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Tennessee getting the first down on a big play of 18 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On first down now, run with McKinnon. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Turn up. Express. Great. Check 99.
Here again is McKinnon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Newton. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tied.
That's it. Wait, it ain't. 54. They can't hang with us. Hey, watch it, watch it. Great.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Third and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive.
Great.
From the gun, here's Newton. And that is incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and that changes everything here in OT.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Darnold, his first throw in overtime. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Out come the Titans now. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
This being their second opportunity in overtime, third overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Newton. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. I know there may be temptation to go for it here in overtime, but you have to punt the football.
I like how emphatic you are about it because I know the tendency is, as a player, let's go get this thing. You're actually telling your coach, come on, coach, we can get it. We have that play call. And the head coach has to remember, that play call likely isn't there. Punt the ball away. Punt it away. Be smart.
Trust your defense.
Trust them.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone to before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked.
This is caught inside the 15. Now the timeout comes here. And the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. On now is Ryan Succop for the field goal try. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. And that will break our tie and give him a 3-point lead. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we